Hello guys, welcome to today's video. Now today we are going to be discussing this man right here, 99-year-old Charlie Munger. Now Charlie is currently the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway and he has been since 1978. Now across Charlie's long life, he has gone through many trials and tribulations, from being a broke and divorced young man at the age of 29 to now being a billionaire worth over $2.4 billion. Now, Charlie across the years has shared many points of wisdom and knowledge with us. So today we are going to be discussing his 5 wealth building principles. Now, the first key principle here is fish where the fish are. Now, as simple as this concept sounds, it is very important. If a fisherman wants to catch a lot of fish, he must go somewhere where there is a lot of fish. And you can argue that it is more important for the fisherman to go to a good spot more than his actual fishing skills. Now, this analogy also applies to real life, except in real life, the fish we want to catch are opportunities. If you want to get rich, you must look for opportunities in a growing industry. Take, for example, 2 guys, Josh and Luke, who are both Harvard students who are equally smart, hardworking, and disciplined. Now, let's say Luke goes on to start a newspaper business in a declining industry, where Josh starts his own software company. Who do you think is more likely to succeed? In my personal opinion, my money is on Josh, because Luke is starting a business in a declining industry that we may not even know if it's going to be there in another 20 years. However, Josh is more likely to succeed because he's starting a company in the software business, right? So according to Charlie Munger, Josh is fishing where the fish are because he chose an industry that is filled with opportunities. Now, the second concept from Charlie is to be a learning machine. Charlie once said in a Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting, "I constantly see people rise in life who are not the smartest, sometimes not even the most diligent, but they are learning machines. They go to bed every night a little wiser than they were when they got up. And boy, does that help." Now, if you want to become better at anything in life, it is important to continuously learn about it. If you dedicate at least 1 hour every single day to mastering a skill, you would definitely master it. Take, for example, Mr. Beast here. Now, Mr. Beast is a YouTuber with over 116 million subscribers. Now, in a recent interview, Mr. Beast was asked, what do you contribute most to your success? And Mr. Beast said that when he was younger, he used to spend hours upon hours every single day on how to learn how to make viral YouTube videos and grow a YouTube channel. Now, Mr. Beast did this for years and years and years on end. And remember that knowledge compounds. And if you want to master anything, you got to keep learning. Also here, Mr. Warren Buffett. Buffett, till this day, currently spends about 8 hours a day reading, whether it be newspapers, annual letters, books, anything, right? Because he is continuously learning, continuously building that knowledge. And you got to remember, practice makes perfect. So if you dedicate yourself to learning any new skill every single day, you will definitely get better at it. Now, the next key wealth building principle from Charlie is to get to your first $100,000 saved and invested. Now, Charlie once said in a Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting, the first 100,000 is a beat, but you got to do it. I don't care what you have to do, even if it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon. Find a way to get your hands on 100,000. Now, the reason Charlie preaches this is because of the power of compound interest. Now, the average annual return of the stock market is 8 to 12% long-term wise. So if we are on the more optimistic side, right, if you invested $10,000 at a 12% return, over 20 years, your money will be worth $108,925. Now, don't get me wrong, that's still a lot of money, and it is still very helpful, right? However, if you manage to get to your first $100,000 sooner, over that same 20-year period, your money will be worth over $1 million. Now, both are still a lot of money. However, clearly you can see the quicker you can get to that first $100,000, the more time your money has to continuously grow and compound. And as you can see here, your contribution here was only 100,000 and the rest of profit was 989,000 without you adding an extra single dollar. So remember, if you can get to your first $100,000 saved and invested, the real power of compound interest begins to kick in. Now, the next key concept from Charlie here is to own equity. You need to break outside the correlation of your time and money. Once the two are not linked, your wealth can grow exponentially. How much do you think Charlie makes a year as the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway? Maybe 5 million, 20 million, or maybe even 100 million a year. But no, Charlie makes $100,000 a year. Most software engineers and investment bankers make more than that in their first year. So how does Charlie continuously grow his wealth? Now, Charlie, along his long career at Berkshire, has amassed 4,270 Berkshire Class A shares and his 643 Class B shares. So this totals just over $2.1 billion in Berkshire stock. Now, Charlie's wealth increase over time has come from the increase of value from his shares, not his salary. So if you want to own, if you don't own a piece of equity, you will not gain your financial freedom. Because whether Charlie is asleep at home or doing whatever, those shares are working for Charlie and building his wealth. And then the last key concept from Charlie Munger is to underspend your income. Now, as simple as this sounds, it is a very important lesson. 20% of people earning $250,000 per year still live paycheck to paycheck. And remember, no matter how much you earn, it doesn't matter if you spend almost all of it. Even if you're earning $300,000, but you spend $290,000, what's the difference between someone making $70,000 and saving $20,000 of them? They are still saving double of what that person makes. So remember, wealth is the difference between what you make and what you spend. The bigger you can make this difference, the more wealthy you become. So just to recap, right? Charlie's wealth building principles. The first one is fish where the fish are. Be a learning machine. Get to your first $100,000 saved and invested as soon as possible. Own equity and to underspend your income. Now, I hope you've enjoyed today's video and you take on board each of these key concepts as they can be very helpful for you to get onto your journey to your financial freedom. Now, thank you for watching.